What is up, Bucko Nation? Welcome to Pirates Live 412. I am Mason Tepesky, your host. Today we're going to discuss the Pirates Live weekly episode. We are going to recap the series this week against the Giants, or the Diamondbacks and the Giants real quick, the recent road trip. Then we will check the then I will name my star of the week. We will then check the MLB standings, look at the Pirates minor league, see how things are going down there, and then preview the homestand ahead this week when the Rockies and the Phillies come to town. When the Phillies come to town is always one of my favorites, if not my favorite series of the year. Last year was my favorite for sure. The low-scoring one-run games were definitely fun. I cannot wait to be at PNC Park Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's one of my favorite events of the year, to be honest. So I cannot wait to be there, and I'm super excited for this weekend. It's going to be a fun one at PNC Park. So without further ado, let's really quickly get into this week here. I have to go to bed here soon, so it's going to be another quick episode for you guys. So, yeah, let's get into it. Diamondbacks beat the Pirates 9-0 on Tuesday. Bubba Chandler struggled in the loss, but that's okay. It's just, you're going to lose games like this. I mean, not every game's going to be perfect. Opening day taught us that quite well. Not every game is going to be perfect. And that was what opening day taught, as I just said. But, yeah, it's totally fine. Totally understandable that you have one of these. I mean, if you have one game like this a month, or even two games like this a month, I don't think anybody is going to care. I don't think the world is going to collapse. Even the best teams in baseball have games like this. So it's okay. It's just, it was a rough game. And Arizona's a rough place to play in and adapt in. And it was the first game of the road stand. So completely understandable there. It's just, you can't let it happen every night. Wednesday night was our night. Paul Skeens, what an outing by him. First inning, Brandon Lau hits a home run. And that is all the scoring that occurred in the ball game. Pirates won this one by a final of 1-0. Shout out to Skeens and Lau. Credit to Alek Thomas as well. He robbed Spencer Horwitz of a really, 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 really beautiful hit. Great catch by Thomas. The Horwitz versus Thomas battle was fun this one. Horwitz got, I think, double or triple off of him, and then Thomas responded with the hit the play that he made. So Alek Thomas, really good baseball player. Horwitz has a good bat as well, but yeah, Lau was the star in this one. Lau really carried us. Skeens pitched great. Paul Skeens got his 5th win of the year last night. Shout out to him. Last year, his 5th win didn't come until July 21st, which it's between now and July 21st, I think it's something like 10 weeks down the road. So it's not like it's that terribly long, but it's still a long time nonetheless. So, yeah, good job by the Pirates here in this one. Thursday, we won the series in Arizona 4-2. Shout out to Donnie Kelly. Before in the past, Phoenix was a house of horrors. We really struggled here in 2023. We only won one game. That was actually the series, that series was actually the weekend we picked Skeens, 1-1. And then 2024, again, we only won one game. I know these ones are in May and those ones were in July, but still, we only won 2 games in Arizona in 2023 and 2024 combined. We won 4 games in Arizona in 2025 and 2026 combined. Arizona, even when both of us and them were really bad in 2021 or whatever that was, they swept us out there. Arizona was always a house of horrors for us under the Stone era. And now under Donnie, we've dominated out there. 4-2. So 4-2 is the final in this one. 4-2 is the series final. So great win by the Pirates. Very impressive trip to Arizona for sure. San Francisco wasn't as impressive. I was a little disappointed by this, considering last year at our low point, we swept the the Giants, and knocked them out of kind of like their playoff chase they were in. Kind of made them sellers, but not really at the deadline. Just it dampened them a lot, and you could tell that damperness affected them throughout the rest of the year. But this trip didn't go as well, which was very unfortunate of you, in my opinion. On Friday night, we lost 5-2 out in San Francisco. That one was a little bit more acceptable because Robbie Ray was on the mound, and Ray has pitched phenomenal this year. I mean, Robbie Ray's pitched phenomenal. I've already heard some insiders and stuff talk about them potentially dealing him at the deadline. I don't know if they will, but 2.76 ERA, very good. I mean, it was 3-4. He's 3-4 this year with a 2.76 ERA, but that's just part of life. You're going to have good ERAs, and you're not going to be as good because of the team itself. But San Francisco's roster is better than its record. I will say that. I think it's just because they're in the West. And Tony Vitello, obviously, he was the manager of Tennessee. He's coming over here to San Fran after being a college manager. That is a little bit of a crazy transition, if you want my opinion. So it doesn't surprise me that much that they're not that good because of the younger manager and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a little bit unique. But yeah, I'm not going to say it's okay they lost this game, but this is one of the ones it's not the end of the world because they had a good pitcher. And yeah. Last night, though, Saturday night, was pretty darn good. 13-3 win over the Giants. Great game by the offense. The offense really hit it hard in the seventh inning. 6 runs, blowing this game open. It was 4-1 heading into the 6th, and then it became 10-1 after that. And at some point it went up to 13-1. Cam Sanders, who they put in for the 9th, allowed 2 runs to make it 13-3. It didn't matter. It was funny, though, because I was watching the highlights, and the Giants crowd cheered when it became 13-2. It reminded me again of that Chris Paul cuts the lead to 42 clip in Arizona, or that highlight whenever they show that. But that was kind of funny. So definitely do that if you get the chance. Giants aren't in last place anymore. They're second to last. Colorado, who we'll get to soon, is in last in that division. And we'll get to the standings here in a minute. But anyway, 13-3. 13-3. Great win by the Pirates over the Giants. Yesterday afternoon, because it's officially 12 o'clock on Monday, May 11th here, the Pirates lost to the Giants 7-6 in 12 innings. This was the one that baffles me the most. I'm extremely disappointed that we lost this game. Took a 2-0 lead after 2. After 4, we let them tie it up at 2 apiece. Then we scored some in the 5th and the 6th to make it 4-2. And then in the bottom of the 6th, they scored to make it 4-4. Top of the 10th, we again took a 6-4 lead. Bottom of the 10th, they tied it at 6. And in the bottom of the 12th, San Francisco won the game 7-6. So that is certainly unacceptable. I'm certainly disappointed by the way yesterday's game went. So that was certainly disappointing. Very, very, very upset by that. So that's one you can't lose. And just now I was sitting down and making a list. As you know, I always say, I don't want this team on the tarmac on September 27th in Detroit thinking, what more could we have done to make the postseason? Right now, there are 6 games, and I hate to say it, that this list will probably grow, that I've kept an eye of, that they should have won. And I'll go through them here real quick, because I'm sure we'll talk about it. And this list is not meant to critique the team at all. It's not meant to critique the team at all. It's just to make awareness of how much the margins matter in this sport. Every single team in our division right now is over 500. There is 0 room for error. That's the point of this. There is 0, literally zip room for error. That's why I'm doing this. Because it matters. So let's talk about them here. Just real quick, I'll go through them. April 12th, the Sunday game at the Cubs. April 14th at Washington. April 16th against Washington. Should have won all 3 of those. April 18th against Tampa, you should have won that. The Monday night game against St. Louis, April 27th, you should have won that. And then today at San Francisco. Those are 6 games we should have won. Now, there's some we probably should have lost that we won. We'll take a look here. You can make the argument we should have lost that game against the Mets on the 29th. You could probably make an argument we should have lost 1 against the Orioles, 1 against the Cubs, or even 2 against the Cubs. You could have probably made that argument. Could have made the argument. You couldn't have made the argument that we shouldn't have won against the Reds or the Diamondbacks. I think there's only 2 games we could have lost that we didn't lose, and 6 games we could have won that we didn't win. So that's a problem. That's the point I'm trying to make. But Anyway, let's talk about my star of the week this week. Congratulations. It's probably a wild pick and it's probably a sleeper pick, but I'm really impressed by how this player has played this week, and he is definitely my star of the week. So congratulations to Spencer Horwitz. Great win, or great job by him. He's hitting the ball much better. You could clearly tell they're valuing him more. He obviously had an impact yesterday and today, albeit in losses. Wednesday night, he had an impact. He makes great contact with the ball, and he's done a great job this year. I really liked him last year, how well he played, and he's playing even better right now. So why not give him the Star of the Week award? He is the Star of the Week for this week. So congratulations to Spencer Horwitz. Skeens obviously was a candidate with how he played, and so is Braxton Ashcraft with the performance. But and same with KG. You could say KG was a candidate, but is either Horwitz or Skeens. I decided to give it to Horwitz just because he's made the impact and he's out there every day and just he's a special ball player. And I hope he's a Pirate for a very long time. Love that guy. So congratulations to you, Spence. Enjoy it. So Henry Davis was the star of the week. Here, we'll make another list of this. I'll actually take a piece of printer paper out because it's nice to have this list down. And I actually like doing this a lot. Just it highlights all the stars, which is good. 5-3, which was last week, it was Henry Davis. And 5-10, which is today, it's Spencer Horwitz. It's actually May 11th, but we started on May 10th, so you could say that. But Spencer Horwitz is this week's star of the week. So congratulations to Henry last week and Spence this week. So those are your stars of the week, in my opinion. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the standings now. Then we'll go into the minor league standings and discuss prospects and look ahead to next week's series. Or this coming week's series. Anyway, let's talk here real quick. American League East, Tampa Bay leads it. Wow, 26-13. Second place, you got the Yankees, 26-15. Blue Jays in third at 18-22. The AL is embarrassingly league right now, I'm not going to lie. Fourth place, Orioles, 18-23. Fifth place, Red Sox, 17-23. So, very tight there. AL Central, Cleveland leads it at 21-21. Oh my gosh, this league is so weak. Second place, White Sox, 19-21. One game back. Third place, Royals, 19-22. Fourth place, Tigers, 19-22. Fifth place, Twins, 18-23. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. AL West now, Athletics, they lead it at 21-19. Texas Rangers, second, 2 games back, 19-21. Mariners, 19-22. Astros, 16-25. Angels, 16-25. It's embarrassing how bad the AL is. It really is. So, yeah. Congrats to Tampa for just dominating it. Like, that is surprising. Good for them. It's good to have won a series against them. So, that shows you how good this team is. Our team is good. Mark my words. On to the NL now. The only league we care about. I'm not going to lie. Atlanta Braves, they lead at 28-13. They're leading the league as well, so that's crazy. Philadelphia Phillies, they're in second at 19-22. Coming along strong since the managerial change. They're going to be a threat here coming up. Things are only getting better for them. Third place, you have the Marlins, 19-22. Fourth place, you have the Nationals, 19-22. Fifth place, you have the Mets, 15-25. It is so over in Queens. I imagine a massive sell-off for the Mets right this coming deadline if things hold up, so keep an eye on that. And now it's time for the gauntlet of the division, the NL Central, where every team is over 500. Cubs, 27-14. Brewers in second at 22-16. Cardinals, 23-17. They're in third. Pirates, 22-19. Fourth. And in fifth are the Reds at 22-19. That is insane. God bless our division. That's awesome, though, but not awesome. NL West time now. The Padres are leading the NL West at 24-16. The Dodgers are in second at 24-16. The Diamondbacks are in third at 19-20. In fourth, the Giants at 16-24. And in fifth, the Rockies at 16-25. Before we get to the wild card, let's look at who the best team and the worst team are. The Braves are the best team in the NL and the league. And the Rays are the best team in the AL, 1 game back of the league lead. The worst team in the NL is the Mets. They are the worst team in the league right now, 15-25. And the worst team in the AL, a half game above the Mets, are the Angels at 16-25. Wow. All right, let's do wild cards now, and then we will get into let's look at the wild card standings. Then we will obviously get into your minor league standings, minor league prospects, and yeah, about halfway there. 15 minutes, so good timing. American League East, you got the Rays at 26-13. They're first. They're leading the AL and the AL East. Second place is the Athletics, the AL West leader. And third place, the Guardians, the AL Central leader. In fourth place in your first wild card are the New York Yankees. Fifth place, your second wild card at 19-21 are the Texas Rangers. We might have two teams this year from the AL above 500 to get in, or below 500 to get in. Wow, crazy. And third place, your third and final wild card, sixth place in the AL, are the Chicago White Sox. They would make the playoffs if the year ended today, but we wouldn't. That's insane. That is so crazy. So, God bless them. White Sox are the last team in the AL. Half game back of them, though, are the Tigers. Half game back also are the Royals and the Mariners. Those three are all half game back of the final wildcard spot. 1 game back are the Blue Jays. A game and a half back are the Orioles and the Twins. 2 back are the Red Sox. 3.5 back are the Angels. 3.5 back are the Houston Astros. So, that is rather insane. That is for sure. So maybe no one in the AL this year, despite how bad they all are, will be sellers, which is bizarre, to say the least. All right, let's look at the National League now. The leaders of the National League. Let's take a look. In first place in the AL or in the NL and leading the league are the Atlanta Braves. Second place in the NL and leading the NL Central are the Cubs. Third place in the NL, leading the NL West, are the San Diego Padres. So there you go there. Fourth place, your first NL wildcard are the Los Angeles Dodgers. Fifth place, your second NL wildcard are the Milwaukee Brewers. Sixth place are the St. Louis Cardinals, who are your third and final NL wildcard. A game and a half back of them are the Pirates, which are us, and also the Reds. So you're not a good place right now, but you're not a bad one either. I hope this calms down. I really do hope it calms down. We'll see. 3.5 back are the Diamondbacks. 4.5 back are the Phillies. 4.5 back are the Marlins. 4.5 back are the Nationals. 7 back are the Giants. 7.5 back are the Rockies. 8 back are the Mets. So, yeah. Again, you're in a good spot right now, but not a great spot because the Phillies are coming up. The Diamondbacks will obviously be in it. The only other team I could see are the Mets, but I doubt they come back. I think it's pretty much, unfortunately, over for them. So, that's that. Alrighty, let's look at the minor league standings here. Let's see how our Pirates down on the farm are doing, because I think that's important for sure. And then we will get into the Pirates' top prospects, and then we'll talk about this weekend, or this coming week for the Pirates. Let's first look at the minor league standings. Alrighty, let's go. For AAA, the Indianapolis Indians are still in last place at 15-24. Despite having a strong roster and good talent, they've struggled mightily this year. I don't know how. The Memphis Redbirds are in first place. They're the Cardinals minor league affiliate, and they're in first place. So that's huge for them. And Boston's is leading the other one. For AA, Altoona, again, they're still in last place at 11-21. Not good for sure. Richmond is strong over there. That's with the Giants. So you got to get it together with your top two. I know a lot of guys graduated and are now with the Pirates, but you still have to get it together with the top two. Really good news for Greensboro, though. They are leading the South Atlantic League North at 21-12, and they received more good news today. Seth Hernandez, with I think it's like a 0.96 ERA, was promoted from Bradenton to Greensboro. That's huge. Hopefully, we could get him up in AA by the end of the year. I mean, it's May 11th right now because it's 12/12 on May 11th. Weirdly enough. A little bit day early there, but it's 12/12 on May 11th. If this rate continues, hopefully in like August, we could get him up in AA. and hopefully progress as well next year so he could start out in AAA and get the call up hopefully at some point in 2027. And if there's a lockout, it could be 2028. But I think we'll see him in the majors sooner rather than later, and that's great for sure. So super excited about him in Greensboro. As for the club he's leaving, Bradenton, they're 18 and 15 and in third place in the Florida State League West. Clearwater, who's with Philadelphia, is off to a strong start there. Florida Complex League and the Florida Complex League South, the FCL Pirates, are 5-1. So that's a really good start to the year for them. It's really just the top two that are struggling. The bottom ones are all fine. It's just the top two which is struggling. What's surprising there. Our prospects remain the same, the top prospects. KG's first. Steph Hernandez is in single A now. At second, Edward Florentino's in single A plus. Again, yeah. Fourth is Hunter Barco. Fifth is the Password. Sixth is Tamar Johnson. Password's in single A on a rehab assignment. Barco's in triple A. Johnson's in triple A as well. I wonder if he'll get called up this year. That's definitely going to be interesting. He struggled somewhat there, but yeah. Seventh is Sanford, who's in single A plus. Eighth is Antoine Kelly, who's in triple A. Hopefully he comes up this year. Ninth is Rafael Flores Jr., who's also in triple A. And 10th is Marilyn Valdez, who's in AAA as well, but he has a call-up time of 2027, so it's definitely interesting to see for sure. KG remains the top prospect in baseball, which is good. All right, let's look at the week ahead now. Pirates return home to host the Rockies and the Phillies. Let's take a look now at the pitching matchups for this week. As expected, it's important to note that the Pirates swept both of these teams at PNC Park last season. So not that history will repeat itself, but I hope it does, and that's important to know. For Tuesday night, the game's at 6:40 p.m. Michael Lorenzen will be on the mound for us. He will be opposed by Paul Skeens. It's a big ERA swing. Skeens' ERA is 2.36. Lorenzen is 6.92. So that's good for sure. Wednesday, May the 13th. It'll be former Pirate Jose Quintana against Mitz Keller. So they were ex-teammates. Now they'll be facing off. Again, we have an ERA advantage. 2.87. Quintana is 3.90. And the Rockies are the worst team in the NL. So, yeah. I think Quinn Hurdle's still on their staff. Here, let me check. He was on their staff last year. I'm almost positive he's still with them this year. They got demolished today, 6-0 by the Phillies. And then Thursday afternoon, it'll be Chase Dollander against Carmen Majinski. This is the only day we don't have an ERA advantage. Dollander is at 3.35. Majinski's at 4.50. So important to note that. Friday, the series I look forward to all year long. The Pirates and the Phillies. It's rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball. Everybody plays their rivals this weekend, so that's going to be awesome for sure. Friday night, 6:40 p.m. against Philly. Aaron Nola against Braxton Ashcraft. Ashcraft at a 2.77 ERA. Nola's at a 5.14 ERA. Saturday against the Phillies. 4:05, Christopher Sanchez, who has a 2.42 ERA, and Bubba Chandler, who's a 4.76 ERA. So that will be a tough one for sure. Sanchez is very good, so keep an eye out for that. And then Sunday in the series finale against the Phillies, don't even get me started on that because I hate when that series ends. It's one of my favorites of the year, so yeah. On 1:35 on Sunday, Wheeler will be on the mound with a 3.12 ERA, and Zach Wheeler with 3.12. Paul Skeens for the Pirates at 2.36. So, yeah, I like where we're at. We have 4 ERA advantages, 2 non-ERA advantages. I think we take 5 games. I really do. Now, obviously, it would be a 6. I'd like to take all 6. We can take all 6, and I know we can take all 6. However, that might be a little bit undoable. I hope we could take 5. I hope we could sweep the Rockies, and I think we should be able to take 2 against the Phillies. That Saturday one with Sanchez on the mound against Bubba Chandler, that will be a tough one to win. I'm just going to be up front. That's going to be tough. But 4 games need to be won this homestand at a bare minimum. 5 is what we should be aiming for. 6 would be ideal, but it would be awesome if we could do that. Clint Hurdle's not on the Rocky staff this year, by the way, but my hope... Oh, he is on the Rocky staff, but he's a special assistant to the general manager, who's Josh Britton's, not on the coaching staff, but he's on the front office. But I'd like to sweep the Rockies and take 2 from the Phillies. That's a successful homestand, in my opinion. And yeah, that should be the goal. I mean, the goal was to take 3 this road trip. We did that. The goal needs to take 5 this homestand. Can we do it? Only time will tell. We'll talk more next week about this for sure. Again, it was a quicker episode than normal, about rounding out at 26 minutes here. That is good for sure. Great timing on that. Next week, so we will obviously start off by recapping the games against the Rockies and the Phillies. Then we'll transition to our Star of the Week. We'll see how this week goes, and then we'll name one next week at this time. We'll do our Pirates Star of the Week. Then we will do, obviously, the standings. We'll look at the major league standings, the minor league standings, take a look at our prospects. Hopefully go more in depth on prospects next week. And then preview a road trip we have against the Cardinals and the Blue Jays. We're almost to Memorial Day. It's 2 weeks from today, so pretty soon we could actually check and talk about the standings for the first time. But there's some trade activity already. Giants traded Patrick Bailey to the Guardians, so the trade activity has started. So keep an eye on that. It'll only get more intense as we move out through June. In about a month here, a month and a half, 6 weeks, you'll really start to see a little bit of rumbles about it, but not a whole lot. But yeah, keep an eye on it. The deadline is August 3rd, and I'm not even thinking about it right now, to be honest. I know some teams are, but I'm not. We'll think about it in July. But for tonight, I'm signing off. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. And as always, peace and God bless. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And remember, tune into the pregame and postgame shows every game for more. Good night, all. See you next week.